Quick art tip number 8. Did you know that you can tell your audience that a character in your drawing is waiting for someone, or that someone just left them, or even that they're content being alone? You can do this with the help of some tactical character placement. This is a trick that's very commonly used in the film industry, but it's also really useful for still images if you want to tell a story with them. I talk a lot more about character placement in two of my previous videos, Quick Art Tips number 6 and Quick Art Tips number 7. So if you want some background information, or if you just want to hear some other tips and tricks about character placement, you can have a look at those videos. To make a character look like they're waiting for someone, or that someone just left them, the first step is to place them in a situation that makes sense. Something that shows the audience there's space for one more character. That could be a table with 2 chairs, a double bed or a bench for example, but it could also be something your character is leaning against. Let's use a bench for this example though. If your character is sitting in the middle of the bench, that means they're not waiting for someone and nobody just sat beside them. They're probably happy just being alone. But if your character is sitting on the right side of the bench, they look like they're expecting someone to join them. The left seat on the bench is free, and since in Western cultures the most natural direction of movement is from left to right, we subconsciously form the idea of someone showing up to sit beside them. But if the character is already sitting on the left side and the right side is free, it instead looks like someone just left. But now you might ask, how does this work with the rules that you mentioned in your previous videos? If left is the home of the protagonist and right is the home of the antagonist, shouldn't the antagonist arrive from the right? Yes, they should, but doesn't that mean that the right side of the bench should be free if that's who we're waiting for? No, actually, usually that's not the case. Most of the time, the audience doesn't know who the missing person is. We can't really identify them since they're not in the picture. In movies, we usually get a lot more context, and sometimes that context contradicts these rules for character placement. So these rules are not absolute, but for still images where you don't have a lot of context, you can follow these guidelines to make it easier for your audience to understand what's going on.